All right, folks, welcome back to Kings of Opinion, episode 113. Got Big Ern and the Wanderer here.
Hello.
Welcome back.
So before we get started, before we get to the sports aspects of things, we had some crazy active shooter happen yesterday that, hurt a bunch of people, killed a few people, including an NYPD officer. So before I even get started on talking about it, I'd like to send my condolences to all those families and everyone that was affected. But yeah, terrible thing to happen in the city right now during a heat wave and just in general, right? Like almost anywhere in the country, you don't want these things happening, right? But I don't know what they were like. Any insights on what this guy was really thinking or what the hell was causing this stuff?
Who the hell knows? Obviously, sick bastard.
Like I know it seems like it's somewhat sports related because the NFL was brought into this, and I didn't get to hear too much about it. Like I know before we got on the air, there were, people were saying that he was going up to their floor in that building, but there's just a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense to me, and I guess we'll like.
Right. Why target the NFL?
Right. Like.
Are you blaming the NFL for your
right. For like
illness, your mental problems? But I don't think he played in the NFL.
No, and even if he played like high school and college and then that was it, like, you'd think you'd be blaming, the NCAA and not the NFL. Or there was something in his letter that said to the effect, and I don't know if anyone like saw the news where they read the letter to you, but someone was telling me that the reason why he killed himself was for them to study his brain, right? Because he shot himself in the chest with a rifle when he went up to the floor. So, like I said, I mean, there's still stuff.
So he left the letter?
Yeah, like I don't know if it was in the car or it was on his person. Like, they wind up getting search warrants for, like, his house. They got his phone. I know they saw his car. Like, apparently he drove all the way from Vegas to here. So.
What?
Yeah, his car was like a block or two away from where he did the active shooter. And it had Vegas plates on it. So supposedly, the FBI got involved. They got search warrants on his house. So, like, we're going to find out more in the upcoming days. But, yeah, supposedly they found a note. And, it was basically like, suicide, active shooter / suicide, because he didn't even wait for the police to get up there. He was already dead when they got up there, from what I was hearing. So, whatever he was planning, obviously we don't know exactly. Maybe they'll find more info on that. But he knew his time was done and that was it. Like, he went in there and that's what he was going to do. So, once again, my condolences to everybody. Shitty thing that happened yesterday. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, never good. Never good.
Yeah. Moving on from that, we have something also that's pretty terrible, and it's the New York Yankees. Slightly less than the incident that happened yesterday, but I'll tell you what, dude, I can't even, like, I try to watch these guys, I can't even do it. And now Aaron Judge isn't even in the lineup. Like, he's out 10 days with a flexor strain in the elbow, so I don't know what to do. I was, yesterday they get bases loaded with one out, and they walked in 2 runs. So we might not even have scored any runs yesterday if it wasn't for them being able to take some, borderline pitches. They should have broke that game wide open, and I'm starting to realize that they're just, at this point, they're boom or bust. If they're not going to hit home runs, they're not going to score.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part about it.
Yeah, and listen, if you're hitting 3 or 4 home runs a game, then it's going to be pretty exciting. Right. You know what I mean? But if you're not, you might as well turn it off. So it's driving me nuts. I don't know, like, I'm no GM, but I don't know how they could fix it. I think the one thing that was different from last year to this year is, like, the Yankees' rotation was a lot more stable than it is right now, because we lost I don't think people realize how many starting pitchers we actually lost. Like, we're down 3 from last year. I know we got Max Fried and Rodon still and all that, but not having Garrett Cole, Luis Heel, and now Clark Schmidt. Like, we had Clark Schmidt besides, like, I guess I want to say it was the first month last year, or something like that, or 6 weeks. We had him the whole year, and he was a really good pitcher. Like,
Yeah.
and now we don't have him anymore.
What's the deal with Heel? Have they said anything about him lately?
So they were talking about him this morning, and apparently he's going to start tonight in AAA.
Oh.
He's going to throw 75 pitches, and he's going to start for us on Saturday.
Okay.
So that's good. And it's not so much that the Yankees aren't like always getting like shut out or not scoring a lot, but the pitching for our team, especially the bullpen, is the league worst since like June 13th or something like that.
Oh,
They have,
seriously?
yeah, they have over a five run ERA, and you know they're lucky the Blue Jays lost yesterday, where they're still only 5.5, where you still have a chance. But the Tampa Bay Rays come in to Yankee Stadium with a 4-game losing streak. And I always hated that, like when a team is losing a bunch of games, then they come in, they kind of get right off you, right off the start. Like, and it wasn't an impressive game for either team. It's just the Rays tacked on a run here and there towards the end of the game, and it was over because it was tied 2-2 till I want to say like the 5th or the 6th inning, and they did all their scoring in the first inning. So for 4 or 5 innings, neither of them scored. Then the bullpen comes in, gives up a little hit here or there, which they score 1 run, and then they tacked on a run in the 8th. I think it was, to make it 4-2. And the Rays, like, they suck. They're not good, and we suck. But like, we're at home. We play 4 games against them. Can we win 3 out of 4? Like, I was hoping to win 4 games to like right the ship a little bit, because they weren't good against Philly either. We lost 2 out of 3 to Philly.
Yeah.
The first 2 games, it's like they were non-existent. Phillies handled them. At least the pitching side of things, like. The Yankees got some runs, but they were down so early it didn't even matter. So like them scoring 5 or 6 runs in either game, and I don't even remember what the score was in the first game, but you know the second game I think they were losing 7-1 in like the 2nd or 3rd inning, and you can't have that. Yeah, the first game was 12-5 and the second game was 9-4. So like, you know.
Not going to win many games, giving up 21 runs in 2 games.
No, exactly. And Phillies look like they just beat the balls off the Yankees, and it's like, Jesus. And we were trying to hook you up, Wander. Like, I was trying to sweep the Philadelphia Phillies to help the Mets out.
I would like that.
Yeah, and they couldn't even do it for you. It's terrible. And then we got, like, getting back to the Rays, they got these 3 important games against the Rays. The Yankees have been terrible this year against the AL East. They're way under 500. You'd think they'd win a bunch of games against the Rays to get themselves back on track. And what's pissing me off is I listen to the postgame, and all Aaron Boone keeps saying is the same thing he's been saying all year. You know, it's still ahead of us, you know, this and that, and, you know, we just got to make quality at bats. We saw a bunch of quality at bats today. How about you start yelling at these dudes?
Well, I mean, he might, you never know, he might be, but he's not going to do it on TV. He's not going to say we suck.
I would. They suck. I would say that.
Yeah, you'd also be probably out of a job the next day.
Why? I mean, listen, you got to do something. Aaron Boone has been thrown out in his short career over 40 times already. I don't think anyone cares that he's arguing balls and strikes and he's getting thrown out of the game. Like, that used to be a thing back in the day. You guys remember that?
I am becoming more and more convinced every day that when it comes to sports, and I'm talking about all sports, these owners don't give a fuck if their teams win or not.
Yeah.
As long as they're turning their profit, that's all they care about. As long as their team is increasing in value, I think that's all they care about. And I think for the most part, the players are the same way. And that's why a team like the Yankees, they're not doing what they should be doing. Because these guys, I have a feeling, it goes back to the whole thing like with Scotty Scheffler, where he was in the news talking about how, oh yeah, I win a tournament, and then 2 minutes later, I'm done thinking about it. I don't think these fucking guys care with the money that they're making.
You might be right. I mean, I'll tell you one person that cares, and maybe Wander knows better than me, is Steve Cohen. Like, and that's how George Steinbrenner was. I don't think.
Well,
I think
that's the difference, you know?
Yeah, and I think there are some of those left out there across all sports, but I would agree with you in saying that
It's becoming more and
more frequent or more out there. Like as long as they're making money for their shareholders or whatever, they're content. They don't care about the parade, the ring, the championships. Like I can't see Aaron Boone. I'm sorry, King Aaron Judge not caring about winning. Like he's one of these, and I feel like the makeup of our team would be a bunch of guys that would care, like Cody Bellinger, Paul Goldschmidt, even Giancarlo Stanton. Like the core, if you want to call them the core of our team, I think cares. Maybe it's the other guys.
I just don't think that it's like it used to be, where you talk to the old timers, you talk to a guy like Paul O'Neill. And even before that, these guys, they lost a game and they probably were thinking about it for weeks on end. Whereas today, these guys lose a game and I think they're probably worried about where they're going to go for dinner, what they're going to do after the game. They ain't worried about that shit no more, man.
I don't know if you guys saw, there was like a little interview with Aaron Boone with the John Boy guys.
Okay.
And they were getting in on him, and Aaron Boone flipped out. I don't remember what it was about. It was like a quick 2-minute thing. I'm sure there's a longer interview, but whatever question they asked him, he wound up going nuts, Boone, which is what I want to see. Like everything.
The managers, I would think probably more so, obviously, right? Because they don't win, they get fired.
Yeah.
Whereas the players, when you're talking about the upper echelon of players, it's not so much the case. So yeah, I would think that the managers more are caring about winning and losing. But listen, the perfect example is all this talk that's going on right now, right? With the whole talks of trying to get a salary cap in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
From what I'm hearing on the radio, Hal Steinbrenner is saying that he wants a salary cap.
I heard the same thing. Yeah.
George Steinbrenner would have never wanted a salary cap.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you? He doesn't care about being the quote unquote evil empire anymore.
Yeah, you're not wrong in those statements. They also said, because I was listening to the same thing you were listening to, that Hal's been wanting a salary cap even before Steve Cohen was a Mets owner.
Yeah, because he's like, I want to maximize my returns.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, it's sad, but you're probably right. I mean, where did all that money go that they made over all these years? You know what I mean? Like, they've been good since I was a little kid, basically. You know what I mean? And, spend it. And I get it, the luxury tax is kind of a newer thing. I think it's only been like the last 5 to 8 years. So, I get it being important to trying to stay under that. But then everything is a trickle-down effect, right? So if you want to spend less money or stay under the luxury tax, then you need better scouting systems or better people below you that can get you guys that are going to give you similar production to guys that are costing you upwards of $20 million and up per year, right? So as opposed to getting I don't know, let's even a Cody Bellinger. There's got to be an outfielder out there that's similar to him that's making no money that you can either trade for or pick up as a free agent.
I mean, that's part of just baseball too, right? Because baseball is probably the only sport that, of the major ones at least, that you have control over these young guys and they make
no money.
Essentially no money.
Correct.
The first 5 years of their like
5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah, look at Paul Skeens, for example. He's
Right.
making nothing compared to what he will be making as soon as he's done with his 5th year. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on the whole talks of the salary cap? You for it, against it?
No, I'm against it. Let them make their money. You know what I mean? I don't. My heart doesn't bleed for people trying to make more money and like the owners having to shell out more money.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel one way or the other. I think it'd be good so that we don't have to see this nonsense that the fucking Dodgers are
Right.
been messing around with these last couple of years and the bullshit that they're pulling. You know, that would disappear. But
Well, how would that disappear if you don't put a rule in place that says you can't defer the money?
no. With the salary cap, you can't do that.
You can't do deferred money? Okay, that's good then. I didn't know that. I like that aspect, but you don't need to have a salary cap for that. And I already know, and Wanda, let me know your feelings right at once I'm done.
I know, sorry to cut you off, but I
Yeah.
know that you can't do that, but there's other ways around it, because they were talking about how in football, you can, I think it was more like where you load the contract at the end. So like they used, the Eagles as an example. And that's where they say like, you do that where you know you're gonna pay the price at the end of those contracts, because now you're gonna have these people that you're way overpaying and they're not nearly worth the money, but if you win a championship, it's already worth it because you won the championship.
Agreed. But the problem with football as opposed to baseball is baseball has guaranteed contracts right now. They'll never give that away. Football, you could cut them by then, and you're only on the hook for a percentage of that money.
Yeah, but even that's nonsense, because football, as you see these last shit ton of years now, they're giving these guys all the money guaranteed up front anyways.
Yeah.
So,
But there's still money on the back end of that you could, God forbid something happens to a guy, you could cut him. And almost like what they did with Aaron Rodgers. They took the salary cap hit this year. So, it was...
well, that's the thing. That's the thing with the salary cap, right? And I'm not 100% certain, but with the salary cap, I think there's things that no matter what you do as far as the money-wise goes, the number still counts towards the cap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the full amount still would count.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about all this nonsense?
Yeah, I didn't know. Is this like a new development?
Yeah, I mean, they got...
Well, because the CBA is up in 2026.
Oh, okay.
At the end of 2026. Yeah.
So I think Manfred is pushing for the salary cap.
So how
Okay.
this...
I always felt like that was the one thing that made baseball different, right?
So how
Yeah,
this
because
all
they're
started...
the only one of the major sports.
Yeah,
without it.
how this all started is Rob Manfred went into the Phillies locker room and was talking about it.
Okay.
And Harper told him to get the F out.
Oh,
We're not doing that. We're not talking about that. Get out of here and whatever.
Huh.
So it's been a hot topic, I'd say, for like a day or two.
I see.
And now they're trying to push, I guess, this salary cap, which baseball's never had. And there's pros and cons to both sides, right? Because they would have a floor too, where like, let's say I'm Aaron Judge and you're, Ben Rice. Ben Rice can't get paid under, X amount of dollars. Let's just say $5 million a year. Whereas then now Aaron Judge, if he's making 36 and he was being a free agent, he no longer can make the 36 or 40 a year that he's making. He can only top out at whatever, depending on the salary cap for the whole team, because every team has a salary cap. Now they say that's supposed to fix things because the teams that aren't spending money and are just taking the luxury tax from the Dodgers, Yankees, Red Sox, Mets, Cubs, and so on, even the Astros, those teams that spend money are just pocketing that money as opposed to putting it back into their team and making their team better.
Right.
The luxury tax, if I'm not mistaken, was a deterrent to make these teams that are always crappy, like the Marlins, the Rockies,
Yeah, like the Pirates. Doesn't that guy like intentionally have the team shitty? Because he's making his money no matter.
Correct.
Yes.
And on top of that, he's making a percentage of the luxury tax.
Right.
Every team kind of is, depending on where you fall.
Well,
But
look at the Rays. The Rays are the perfect example.
Exactly.
They never spend any money,
But they still.
and even with that, they're never, well, not never, but they're not what you call a winning franchise.
Right.
They haven't won anything, and now this guy's selling the team, or he just sold the team for like 1.7 billion,
Yeah.
and he paid $200 million for the team 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, it works.
Right.
They allow it and it works. Why, you know,
And the theory of the luxury tax was that teams were going to put that extra money into free agents or development or whatever, and there'd be less, for lack of a better word, bad teams. There'd be more competitive teams, and it would be better for the brand of baseball, which in theory works. And now they're shifting it from that because it didn't work originally. Because the luxury tax is, I don't even think it's 10 years old. It might be. I could be.
It's been around a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah. Well, even so, it hasn't been around more than 15, 20 years max. That was a newer thing in this
Yeah.
last decade or two.
Yeah.
But you know, now they're trying to shift to the salary cap for the same reasons. And to me, I don't think it's ever going to work because the players will never allow it. And if they're never going to allow it, why are we even talking about it?
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, because they rather sit out an entire season, which
They've done before.
right. And the problem with that is baseball's come actually a long way since the last time they had the strike in, what was it, 94?
Yeah.
But in 94, what was crazy about it is they had the strike in the middle of the season in August. So they played baseball up until August, and then it just stopped. So you didn't have a World Series, you didn't have playoffs, you didn't have anything. I think this time around now would be in the beginning of the season. So, like, you'd be able to get an agreement done, but I don't think they're ever going to agree to a salary cap because it's going to cut people from making as much money as they can.
Regardless of where it's happening during the year. Because even back in '94, I'm sure the CBA wasn't expiring until the end of the season. They could strike whatever they want to strike.
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah, I didn't think of it like that. But either which way, it was just a weird thing to see. And other people say that even if they did strike and they had a shortened season, that baseball can rebound. I don't know if they can at this point. Like, I'm not so convinced like other people that are talking about this, that if they had a strike, people would be really pissed off about it.
Yeah.
Because neither side looks good when you do a strike and you're arguing about money when there's millions and millions of people that don't have money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's costing you $1,000 to go to a baseball game for a family of four.
You and it's probably even more. You said it perfectly because that was my next thing. Even people that have some money and want to go see their team, just to walk in the door per person is at least $200, and that might be even sometimes without the ticket. If you ever been to a game recently, drinks are crazy, and I'm not even talking about alcoholic drinks. I'm talking about a regular soda that's maybe a 20 ounce is like $12, $13. You know, I know this is New York, so like I've also been out, and this is many moons ago, in like places like Baltimore and whatnot where everything is really cheap, right? So, you know, it evens out, but we don't live in Baltimore. You know what I mean?
And I'm sure
It's gone up, yeah, but it's still cheaper than here is what I'm saying. It all depends where you're living is basically what I'm going with that, but it still costs a lot of money, and a lot of the people that go to these games are not going to want to hear that you guys are fighting over X amount of dollars and this, that, and the other, where you're first and foremost.
And then we got to hear you selling your teams and you're getting $6, $7, $10 billion.
You're making tons and tons of money, and the players are too. So to me, just agree to whatever, because it's a waste of an issue for the salary cap. If you want to fine tweak the luxury tax and be like, if you get this money, you have to spend it or you lose it and it goes back into a pool. Like, I would do something like that. I don't know how you'd be able to do that. I'm not a genius like that, but like, you'd have to show documentation that if I gave you $50 million because of the luxury tax from all these other teams, and it would have to go into baseball players. It can't go to rebuilding something or refurbishing this or hiring more people. It would have to go through baseball operations, whether it be players, coaches, this, that. You'd have to see it on the diamond, is basically what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm done wasting my time with that. I don't know if you guys got anything else you want to say on that. Wander, hook us up with the Mets, because the Mets have been rolling.
Yeah, I think it was 7 in a row going into last night. You know, they've just been clicking. Trying to think, you know, back to like a week ago.
Yeah, I mean they played the Angels.
Right, the Angels, they won the 3 games. The first game they came back in, I believe it was, at relative ease the rest of the series, and who did they play after that?
San Francisco.
The Giants. Yeah, they played the Giants at home over the weekend, right? And
Yeah.
they swept them.
Yep.
So,
They were on the road, so they're still on the road now because now they're playing San
now
Diego.
they're in San Diego and then on to San Francisco, I think.
No, they come back home. They were out in San Francisco already.
Oh, right.
That's why that
mistake. They were in
yeah.
San Francisco.
That's why that 3-game
over the
series
weekend.
was crazy because they went to the West Coast and handled business against the Giants, which
Right.
is a pretty good ball club.
Yeah. So I was gonna say I didn't get to watch any of the game last night. I didn't see on the highlights. Was that Soto that got robbed?
Yeah.
Home run. That was a very impressive catch.
Yep.
My kids were at Petco for the Met Padre game yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. They saw a good but bad game because I heard the Mets were down early in yesterday's game. I didn't really get to watch the game, but I heard they made a comeback. The Mets did and tied it up off of I forget who it was, but it's one of the third bases. Was it Mauricio maybe?
I'm not sure.
Let's see.
But hey, listen, they always seem to be in it no matter what. So it's definitely you're gonna like that.
Yeah, and that's what I like about them too. They I think they
Always
were.
fight.
Let's see.
One of the girls FaceTime, she got, it's so funny because she shows me on the video, she has a Lindor jersey and she had 2 autographs on it. So I was like, wow. I said, who's that, Lindor's autograph? She's like, yeah, both of them. She said, I got one yesterday and I got one last year when they were here.
Really? So she got 2 of the same autographs on the jersey? That's so crazy. And the fact that she's still wearing it, I mean, I guess she's a girl, so it's not as bad. But I would know I would sweat through that and the autograph would be gone. And I don't know, that's just me.
Yeah, she said they got there early for batting practice and they were getting autographs.
Cool.
That's pretty cool. I've never been able to do that in my life. That's something I would want to do.
Me
You
neither.
know?
Yeah, but my son always loved going early so he could watch batting practice and try to get a ball or whatever. So I guess at Petco it's a lot easier than it is here.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But yeah, so for that Mets game, it's actually funny. I'm looking at the box score, and the Mets were winning 5-1, but then San Diego came right back in the bottom of the 5th and scored 5 runs.
Oh, wow.
So then they were down 6-5. The Mets wind up tying it in the 9th. I want to say it was Mauricio that hit the home run to tie the game in the 9th, and then they lost it in the bottom of the 9th. So a little bit of a heartbreaker, but that's what I want to see from the Yankees. Like you lose games,
Right, yeah.
you lose games like that. And they were showing some of that fight in the beginning of July. Like they won that game against Seattle down 5-0. Then there was another game where they came all the way back from off somebody and wound up winning 12-9. I can't remember what game, but that was like only like a week ago or something like that.
Yeah.
And so they were showing some fight, and then Aaron Judge gets hurt in against the Blue Jays, and he winds up going out. It might have been that. Who would they play after the Blue Jays? That's the team that it might be. God damn it.
Wasn't it the Cubs?
Might have been. It might have been. Let me see right.
Speaking of the Cubs, R.I.P. Ryan Sandberg.
Yes, I saw that last night. And are we gonna get another 2 coming out of
I
here?
know.
Like this is crazy. People are dying left and right.
What was it? Was it the big C for him too? Cancer?
I don't know. I didn't get to see it. Oh, it was the Braves. The Braves.
Oh, that's it, the Braves.
Yeah.
Good.
That was the Saturday game, 12-9, where they came all the way back and
Right,
passed them.
right,
They hit a bunch of home runs. But, like, that's what I would like to see. And, like, you know, then they get to Toronto, lose a bunch of games. Like, whatever, man. It's the same thing. All I can tell you this right now is if the Yankees don't go back to the World Series, I'm getting off my Boone horse and my Cashman horse. I'd say start from scratch around Aaron Judge. And I know I probably say this every week, but you gotta stop wasting Aaron Judge's talent right now.
Yeah.
You gotta try to put him with guys that are gonna be successful. At the bare minimum, a 250 hitter, no less, and get this guy a World Series because I get it. He doesn't really do his job in the playoffs either. We could talk about that months from now when they're in the playoffs, but
Right.
at some point, this is all Cashman's fault. It's not even really Boone's fault. Boone is playing the guys that he's playing. you can't hit for them and catch for them. You know what I mean? They're making all these errors.
Yeah.
Like, it's terrible. Like, what are you guys doing? You know? And this is
Don't
Cashman's
care
team.
anymore, man. I don't care.
I don't even know if it's just that. They're just so bad sometimes. You know? And then he makes these 2 quick trades, which I kind of like. I like this. Let's talk about him for a minute. This Ryan McMahon guy. He came right over, and over the weekend he did well. Saturday and Sunday he got a clutch hit on Sunday to win against the Phillies. He started the ball rolling with that. And he was making great defensive plays at third.
Yeah, it was. I haven't watched, so his defense is.
Yeah.
That's what he's there for.
But that's what you need because you're secure. But
Has Volpe made an error since he's been here?
I probably. I mean, he got here, Philly. Well, I mean, it's only really 3 games, so
Right,
maybe not.
But you know.
I'd have to check. But Volpe's hitting hasn't gotten any better. I'll tell you that.
Well, but that's not what we were talking about, right? Because we talked about the fact that, you know, bringing in a true third baseman was hopefully going to make his job at shortstop a little easier.
I'd like to think so, but I haven't seen much. I mean, don't get me wrong. I didn't watch much of last night's game. I got so frustrated with it, I turned it off halfway through. But I don't see. I'm trying to see where the errors are in this box score. I can't find it. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But you know, we got him, and then we got Ahmed Rosario from the Nationals. Another righty bat, like I guess to platoon at third, and also to give Volpe a day off. I'll be honest with you, if he's still hitting like this, and I don't care how many home runs he has, how many RBIs he has, because on paper, if you take away the batting average, his numbers don't look terrible for a shortstop.
No. But that's another thing, folks, you got to remember. I don't think they care about batting average anymore in baseball.
But it's not just that; it's on base percentage, it's the slugging. Like he's terrible in all those offensive stats. It's just he's got like 17 home runs and 55 RBIs. But a lot of that is from his 3-run homers or 2-run homers,
Right.
and he's not getting base hits with guy on
Going back to what we
base.
said,
Right.
It's homer or bust with these guys.
Right. And whose fault is that? Cashman. It's not Boone's, it's Cashman. He can only play the guys out there. Now, Cashman's trying to fix it, and we're very left-handed now. Like, I remember 2 years ago, we had all righties and like 1 lefty. Now we have all lefties and like 2 righties.
Well, today, I just heard, because they said Stanton's been on fire, and he's sitting today.
Mm-hmm.
They have all but 2 lefties in the lineup. The only righties are Volpe and Goldschmidt.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's an issue too. Listen, I could talk about these guys all day long, and it's just getting annoying to me.
So Volpe has not made an error since they've gotten McMahon.
Okay. At least something's working. Maybe that'll translate into some extra hits.
Because he was at 13 before they got him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he hasn't made an error.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see tonight what happens. I don't know. What else do we got? We got anything else? Anything else you want to say about the Mets?
No. I mean,
They're rocking and rolling.
Yeah, not much to complain about.
Anyone that you want to see the Mets trade for? Any particular people? Like,
I'd like to see them get another starter for sure. You can never have enough arms. I know.
They keep talking about the Mets needing to go after a center fielder.
yeah, their center fielder is a mix between that guy Taylor and McNeil,
Yeah,
but they want a true center fielder.
I hear
Louis Roberts is
hearing
name.
Louis Roberts'
Yeah.
name.
Okay, well, he can
Which-
hit, so.
He's been
So bad.
shit the last couple of years, but
Yeah.
he was like one of these guys that he had a great rookie season, and
Right.
coming up, he was like one of the highest touted guys you've seen in a while. Like they were going nuts for him. I remember his rookie year; his cards were like bananas.
Yeah, I remember him being like right from jump, like a hot start, almost like Bobby Witt Jr. like another one of those type of things where they just came up and produced. The only difference is literally the last 2.5 years he's been awful.
Yeah.
And maybe a change of scenery would be good.
Yeah. Definitely.
I don't know.
And that lineup too, might help
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, and like you wouldn't expect if you just tell them, "Yo, listen, just play a really solid defensive center field, and whatever you can give us from the bat helps, but we're gonna bat you ninth and just keep it going."
Yeah.
You know,
Would you take him on the Yankees?
no.
Put him in center, move Bellinger to right, and make Judge your DH.
But then what do you do with Stanton? He's just a pinch hitter. So that's funny, and I hate
That's
to go
the
back to
problem.
them. The minute Judge went on the IL, I'm watching the post game show at the bar, and I can't hear it, and I could barely read the captions. But I'm like, if he's gonna come back as a DH, Stanton has got to get back out in the outfield. There's no way you're sitting Stanton all the time,
Yeah.
and you're gonna just have Judge as a DH, because we also don't know, and this is probably an issue, like how long he's gonna be a DH for. Now, if you're telling me a week, maybe 2.
No, but do you think that they get to a point where they're like, we can't keep taking chances with this guy getting hurt, let's make him the permanent DH?
Like Judge, you mean? Yeah, not eventually, yeah, because it's funny. Judge was doing an interview, and he says he wants to play till he's like 40-something years old. Like he hinted at playing past 40. Let's put it like that, like Tom Brady did. If you're still hitting at 40, we'll discuss it. Like if we're still around talking stuff and whatever, we'll discuss it. But I thought that was crazy for him to say. But listen, if that's the case, it speaks to what you're saying. He may be a full-time DH soon, but not until Stanton gets off the team.
Yeah.
And now that's another thing. You can't afford to trade Stanton right now, but next year you could.
Yeah, but would anybody trade for him?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. His contract takes a steep decline.
That we know. I would think that if the rest of the season doesn't go well for him, I think they DFA him before.
No, I think you could get something for him depending on
You think?
how he does. Like, does anyone honestly think the Yankees aren't going to make the playoffs in one of the 3 wild card spots? Like, it's not even entering my head right now. Like, they'll do what they got to do to get there.
I
and,
sure hope so.
And if they don't, Brian Cashman is at least fired or Boone, something like that has happened.
I don't know, bro.
You know?
I don't know.
Well, we'll see. But in my head, now that we haven't even lost the division yet because it's still 5.5 games. We still got plenty of games. We got like 55 games left. But in my head, I don't see them not making the playoffs. You need Giancarlo Stanton for the playoffs because he's obviously the only guy that hits in the playoffs, right? There's a lot of talk of Bader going to the Mets, Bader going to the Yankees. Harrison Bader, remember him? Going to the Yankees. Like right now, the Yankees are super engaged with the Twins for a bunch of their guys.
Well, because it looks like the Twins are ready to sell off because I think they have already started selling off, right?
Well, a little bit. Like I think they got rid of one guy. So like right now, I think all teams are going after 3 teams that are sellers. You got the Diamondbacks, you got the Twins, and you got the Guardians. Because what happened to Emmanuel Clase? Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah.
He's like being investigated for some kind of, what was it, some kind of gambling thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
And another guy on the team.
Yeah, well, that guy already got caught. This is the second one, and he's out till August 31st. So he was trade bait for the Guardians.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. So now they got to figure out how they could bolster up their lineup and their roster without him because he was going to get a huge haul back. Huge. Even though he's not doing as good this year as he did last year, but the people need bullpen people, closers, whatever. You could slot him right in. But what I'm very interested in, and you know I hate this guy every time we play the Indians, Quan. I would throw the kitchen sink and then a couple extra bucks for that guy.
Me too.
And I don't care who.
I
I'd give
heard his name come up the other day. And somebody was saying that the team didn't want him, or the person talking said they didn't want him. I would take that guy in a second. That's exactly what the Yankees need.
100%. I would even I would give up almost anybody. I think
But he's a center fielder too, right?
he's an outfielder. That's the problem. We're heavy on outfielders, but if I could trade Dominguez, Cam Schlittler, which I really don't want to because he looks like he's going to be amazing. But for him, I would because he's under 2 more years of control. He's only making $4 million right now, and he's the perfect leadoff / hitter that the Yankees would need. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if there's a chance that you could take him and some of those guys that are in the bullpen for the Indians and make like a blockbuster deal happen, I would do it. I would certainly do it. You know what I mean? Even if because we have too many outfielders now, especially now with Judge not being an outfielder. Like, maybe, you know, you trade Dominguez, you put Stanton in left or right, and you put Kwan in left, and you have Grisham in center. Or if you trade Dominguez, you put Cody in left, Grisham, Kwan, something like that. You know what I mean? And rotate those 3 guys, throw in Stanton there every once in a while until Judge gets back, and rotate them. Like, you could even put Cody in center and Grisham to the bench. Like, whoever's not hitting is hitting the bench.
Yeah.
If you're hitting, you're in the game every game. You know what I mean? That's how I would work it. Earn it. You know?
Yeah, and listen, somebody's always going to be banged up.
Right. And here we go. They put them on the screen right now. I'm really interested to seeing what might happen with that. Because when I heard his name, I literally... The Mets, too. Like, the Mets should be in that if that's the case, too. I know he's not a center fielder, but who cares, man? That guy's a stud. You know? But, yeah. I'm looking forward to see what other trades happen in the next 2 days. There's going to be a flurry tomorrow.
So it's Thursday, right?
Thursday at 6 o'clock, I think it ends. So I think tomorrow's like the real big day. You're gonna see a bunch of things happen tomorrow, and then some last minute little things happen on Thursday. And yeah, that's it. That's all we got. That's all I got.
Baseball, Susan.
Yeah, that's it. That's baseball. This is great. All right, so yeah, please tell me you guys watched Happy Gilmore.
I did not.
Oh my God, dude!
I didn't watch anything this weekend. I was just pretty much walking.
I forewarned you.
I was walking around pretty much the whole weekend.
You can't walk and watch it on your phone.
No, I wouldn't watch something on my phone. But how was it?
You get motion sickness, bro. Come on.
Ernie, did you see it?
I did. I can tell you right now, I am not as high on it as you are.
You're crazy.
We have a difference of opinion.
Yeah. So to me, without ruining it, and you better watch it this week.
I'll watch it again because
Yeah.
I did watch it with my nieces and nephews, and so you know, one, it's hard
Can't
to
react
really
the same way.
focus, and 2, yeah, it's like you know, you're not reacting the same way.
Listen, here's what I can tell you. If you're expecting Shawshank Redemption or The Godfather, don't
This
watch
ain't
it.
that.
Like, for people, and what's funny is everything I'm hearing is it's really, really good or it's really, really bad. I can see why people would think it's really, really bad or really, really
Because
good.
you're trying to hold it up against the original, which
That's
come on,
why.
you can't do that.
You can't. It's 30 years later almost. The original was like one of a kind movie. It's up there with a lot of these other kind of comedy sports movies or even just comedies in general. It was a funny, hilarious movie. I will tell you this. There's like 75 different cameos in there.
I mean, yeah, I kind of figured there
Yeah.
might be a few.
And to me, there's even cameos of the people that were the original writers for Happy Gilmore 1 in the second movie.
Yeah. To me, honestly, the thing that I didn't like about the cameos is that I felt like Bad Bunny was basically the star of the movie.
It was funny.
Yeah, he was good, but I mean, like, did I need him to be the star of the movie? No. You know, I was watching it for Adam Sandler to be the star of the
Yeah,
movie.
I mean, I think Adam Sandler was in the whole movie, but he wrote that part for him because they're really close friends. I get it.
Is that?
Yeah, apparently they did an interview together. They're really close.
I just thought that guy was an actor now because I feel like he's been in a few things.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen him in anything else, but I believe you.
I feel like I've definitely seen him in a couple of movies.
Maybe I know they're close. He calls Adam Sandler Tito Sandler. So you know, I mean, I'm assuming they're closer and they're doing interviews together or whatever.
And
But
we know.
Oh, he
That's-
was on.
that-
I think he was on Narcos or something.
Bad
Was he
Bunny?
really?
I think so. The Mexico.
And we know that that's just Sandler, right? His movies are all about putting his
friends in there.
family.
Exactly.
I did see. I didn't get to fully watch it and concentrate on it, but I saw this clip on social media this morning that by Adam Sandler putting his daughters in the movie, guaranteed them like $10.7 million each.
Really? For what?
Netflix.
Because I guess once they, I don't know if it had to do with the fact that they had their, what do they call that, the SCAG card, the
SAG card.
SAG card. So if it's a pension or something like that, but it was something to that effect where, and the number was $10.7 million
Each.
guaranteed. Yeah.
Wow.
Whether it's over the life of
Right.
the span of their whole life or whatever.
Still amazing.
You know, and that's him, right? He's all about putting his friends in the movies. It's always the same cast in
Yeah.
all his movies, right?
Yeah, plus or minus one here or there or whatever. He did a great job like corralling everybody in this, and like Ernie was just saying, there's a bunch of his friends in there. Then even other new people. He had Reggie Bush of all people in the movie.
Huh.
You know what I mean? You didn't see it? Did you miss that? You remember it?
I didn't.
He was 8-ball. At the end? Oh, you got to rewatch this movie, bro. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But like they did, I thought
We
they,
were waiting the whole time for Eminem because I'm like,
Yeah.
I thought Eminem was in this. I was like, did we miss him? Did we miss him? So we were looking it up online, and then you know you can see, oh no, it's coming up now. It's coming
Yeah.
up now. He was. See, that was a cool cameo because it was literally 30 seconds long, but it was funny.
Right.
Um,
Well, some of these aren't cameos. Like Bad Bunny's not really a cameo. 'cause
No,
he's
it
in,
definitely
he's,
wasn't.
he's in the whole movie.
Yeah.
But they consider him a cameo because I guess he's a famous person and he wasn't in the original movie. You know what I mean? So, but to me, like you said, and I'm glad you brought Eminem up. So, all the people that passed away
right.
from the first one all had other
Kids.
like kids or other people that were in the same role as them in the first movie. So for him to write all this, like remember the guy that he hit with the nail in the top of his head? He had the basketball player as his son.
Oh, Bobin.
Yeah. So and he was funny too, but he's a good cameo. He was like in there for like
But
3 minutes.
He's just a funny guy.
Yeah.
He's a funny dude.
Yeah.
He's done other cameos
Right.
and commercials and stuff.
Yeah, of course. And you wouldn't think of that for him, like with his stature
Yeah.
and everything like that. But like, for me, I enjoyed it because all that. Did I laugh as much as Happy Gilmore 1? Absolutely not. 1 was hilarious. But I did get giggles. It was entertaining. I wasn't bored. I liked their little play on Live Golf versus the PGA.
Right.
So I thought that was cool. Other people were like, why are they doing like the critics need to get their heads out of their own ass. If you don't understand that, that doesn't make it bad to me.
Right. He's using what's happening in real life to help
So-
script the movie.
Correct. And I thought it was great. And the weird spins that they were doing with Live Golf made me laugh. Because I'm like, that's basically Live Golf. Like that the guy that he was playing at the end, he was wearing shorts. He's like, you're going to take a 2-stroke penalty. He's like, I'm good, boss. I need my balls to breathe.
Yeah.
I was dying. I'm like, that's exactly what we say.
He's a funny guy too.
Yeah.
I think he's a very underrated actor. That kid. I like him a lot.
Kid, he's 40 years old now.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But I get what you're saying.
And then I also like, you know, to me at least, the whole thing with all his kids and his boys. It was almost like all his other movies with the Doyles.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They were all
Yeah.
like, oh,
I didn't even pick that up, but you're right. Yeah. And then the one daughter was reserved and laid back and everything like that. So to me, it's a very enjoyable movie. Am I going to say it's going to win an Oscar? No, it will never. It's on Netflix, for Christ's sake. But as far as Adam Sandler, the movie maker on Netflix, that's got to be his best movie on Netflix, hands down. Out of all the murder mysteries, the Fabulous 8 or whatever it is, like, to me, I enjoyed this movie the best. Maybe because it's just a sequel to Happy Gilmore, and
Right.
I loved that, watching it when I was growing up. But to me, like,
Oh, it's bien toasted.
it's all good. I watched it. I could watch it again right now and just sit and enjoy
Yeah.
the movie.
Oh
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
For sure.
And that's the whole point of making a movie. Like that's what you want. Not it was terrible. The jokes were corny.
And I just think he's the type of guy that at this point in his life, he doesn't need to make a movie.
No.
But he's like, you know what? I'm going to do something with my kids. I'm going to do something with my wife. My friends haven't been in a movie in a while. It's time to get them a paycheck.
Right. And I think he does that because you're right. It definitely has to do with the SAG card. It's like for a pension and insurance reasons.
Right.
So he's hooking up. Rob Schneider was in it. Steve Buscemi was in it.
Steve Buscemi, he's the best.
He is, man. That's one of the guys I'd like to maybe have a beer with. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
Oh man, but that was great. Yeah. What else did I watch? I'm watching this new show now on Netflix as well. It's called The Sandman.
Oh yeah, I like that. The new season came out, right?
Yeah.
I like that.
I was a little skeptical of it, and I'll tell you why. It was.
It's very
It was
different.
no. It was suggested by my father.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, wait a minute.
It's actually a graphic, not like a comic.
Yeah, like a DC comic, I think it is.
Graphic novel.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, and I had nothing to watch. I forget what I just watched that I finished, and I was like, let me give this a try. You know what I mean? I'm halfway through the first season. It's interesting. Ernie, be warned. It's got a lot of mystical stuff and all that. Like, don't go looking at it like it's Citizen Kane, okay? Because you're gonna be disappointed.
Right now, I'm just because of Ballard, I started watching Bosch, and I've just been stuck watching that. That's all I've been watching.
Oh,
is
Bosch?
Yeah.
Like, which from the beginning?
The original.
The original?
Yeah.
Because
I
I got
just-
the legacy too.
Yeah, that's all I've been watching, and it's entertaining. It's like a NYPD Blue or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's entertaining. That's all I've been watching.
It kills time. That's all it's got to do. It kills time. You know what I mean? But yeah, Sam, are you watching that?
I've seen the first 2 seasons, so I'm looking forward to this one.
Oh, there's 3 seasons out.
Oh, maybe there's only. Oh, this is the second.
I think
Okay,
the new one is the second
Yeah,
one.
maybe I'm jumping ahead there.
Yeah.
I've seen the first one, so I'm definitely gonna check out. The
Oh,
second
okay, good. Did you like the first season?
one. Yeah,
Really good.
yeah. Well, I actually read
The book.
I mean it's a comic, so I read maybe like the first graphic novel or comic or whatever, and it was really good. So that's why it's just like a cool concept too. So yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Did you hear anything about Fantastic Four?
I didn't watch it. Yeah.
I did hear one thing. I heard a
I
guy
think it
on
did
the
pretty
radio. I heard a guy on the radio. Actually, it was the day I was coming here to help Ryan with the TV. That he said he saw it on Friday, and he was going back again that day, Sunday, to watch
Wow, really?
it. Yeah.
Old school.
So yeah, it's been positive reviews. To be fair, I wanted to see it this past weekend, but I said no, not even. I just held off. I was like, I always get disappointed with Fantastic Four movies, so I was like, I want to see what everyone thinks first this opening weekend
Right.
and to the week. And if I mostly get good reviews, then I'll go see it. I'm gonna go see it this Friday.
Oh, nice.
Everyone I've talked to so far said it was good. Like, one of my friends said he'd give it about a 7. He's like, there were certain things he didn't like, and he's a comic book guy like we are.
Right.
So I was like, okay. That was the first review I got, a 7, a hard 7. It's like, a hard 7 from him, he's tough. So I might be an 8, so we'll see. So I'm going to go see it on Friday. So next week I'll be able to let you know what's going down and how that's going to go. But, yeah.
I did start a movie yesterday. I think it's called Killing of a Unicorn or something like that. I forget what.
Oh, that's a movie.
Yeah, with Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started it, I guess it was on HBO over the weekend. So I started it last night, but I didn't get very far. But it's A24 did it, and they make a lot of different stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I like their stuff.
Yeah, so I'll definitely report back next week if it was any good or not.
Yeah, please do, because I saw that movie.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so we can talk about it.
Okay,
I'll
when
wait.
did you see that?
Oh, when I was out hurt.
Oh,
I
okay.
found it
You
on the
watched
Fire
a
Stick,
lot
and
of
I'm like,
stuff, yeah.
what is this? And I
Okay.
was like, click, and I was just watched. It was good.
Cool.
But we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it next week.
What's it called?
Yeah, what
A
is it?
Killing of a Unicorn, I think it is.
Yeah, I think that's what.
Paul Rudd's in it.
The girl from Adam's Family. Right?
Yeah, Jen Ortega's in it.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
bunch of people in it. Yeah, there's a bunch of people. Weird movie, and entertaining. That's all I'm gonna get out of me today. I can't remember what else I watched. I feel like, oh well, I'm still going with Shark Week. We know that. After last week, I know Ernie hates when you talk about Shark Week, but real quick,
Oh right, Shark Week.
the first episode with the Dancing with the Sharks, I remember saying was terrible, right?
Yeah.
It steadily has gotten better. I think the one critique I would have with Shark Week, in all honesty, I know you're laughing over there, but whatever.
Oh, I see somebody doing the waltz with the hammerhead.
Hold him by his.
Hold by the hammer part, like the head, and just like dance
Hold
around.
him by his eyes.
Right. But I find it that this year, maybe it was last year too, but I don't recall. Almost every show is about great whites.
Well, it's the most popular shark, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, they always every year have the alien shark episode, which I always like because they always, and they didn't do that this year either. But I guess because they didn't find one, maybe I don't know. But you like that because they normally that episode talks about a new shark that they found.
Right, but it's all about the great whites because the great whites are the one that are eating people if they eat people.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you watch Shark Week, no, like that's not the case. Like tiger sharks do it, bull sharks are the most aggressive, lemon sharks do it. Like there's other sharks we could be like this, not discovering, but talking about for like an hour. Like I feel like every day it's like 2 episodes of Jaws and then one of something else. Like, you know, because there was one hammerhead episode throughout the week. There's one black mako that's supposed to be, you know, as big as a great white and even faster. I thought that was cool. But then everything else is, let's track these great whites and see where they're going now and this and that. And I think they need to be a little more creative. There's like 300 species of sharks.
So you want a little more variety. And
Yeah, like some of those
a little less
things-
of the headliner.
Yeah, some of those sharks are really freaking cool. Like a hammerhead is dope looking, you know what I mean? Like there are other sharks out there that are really, really cool. Like they got a little shark, it's like 2 feet big. I get you're not gonna talk about it for an hour, but throw it on alien sharks. It's got super razor teeth and it takes a chunk out of your body and it's tiny and it won't probably kill you unless it gets you in a really good spot. But to me, it's insane looking. Like it's great colors, these small baby teeth that are like baby's teeth but super razor sharp, and they just come in and grab whatever. Anyway, I go on this today.
Obviously, there's plenty of weirdos like yourself that are fascinated by this shit because, in my opinion, after the second year, they should have been done with this shit.
All right then.
What's been going on for 20 years now?
Oh, I think it's over 30.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I've been watching for about 20.
That
So
many
overall,
weird- that many
overall, how would you
weirdos
rate
out
this
there
one?
watching Shark Week.
It's undetermined. I still got a couple more
Oh, so
episodes
you got a few
left.
more shows, okay.
So I'll
Hey,
give it overall
stretch
grade
it
next
another
week.
week.
Yeah, man, it's
Shark Month.
I was just gonna say that it's more like Shark Month for me because you know we're in the second week already, and I don't think I'll finish it this week, but we'll see. That's all I got. Anyone else got anything?
Nope.
Wonder?
All right,
Music?
just one selection as usual. This week we're going to go with Open Mike Eagle with New Neighborhood Gods. Neighborhood Gods Unlimited.
Excellent.
That's the pick for this week.
Excellent. I love it. That'll do it for us here. Everyone enjoy the rest of your week. Once again, our condolences to the families that were affected in New York City. Let's go Mets, let's go Yankees, and let's get out of this heat and stay in the AC.
Yeah.
Stay
Keep
hydrated.
cool. Keep cool.
Go on, guys.